Morning, everybody. Dave in Kentucky. Water. A little later in the morning shave. It's after 9 o'clock. I'm not working today. I got a lot to do around the house. Done with the coffee. Moving on to the water to deal with the humidity as I go outside. Anyway, today's shave is going to highlight another razor, but I have a soap that came in last night. I had seen this soap. I Heart Bacon. What? Anyway, saw somebody using this and I thought, you just got to get that. It was a limited run done by Artisan Shave Soap. No, it's an Artisan Shave Soap, but it's made by, let me flip this around, Talent Soap Factory. So Talent Soap Factory. I'll try to get a link down below. I know they're on Etsy. They may sell elsewhere as well. I had messaged the individual and said, hey, any chance of doing another run of these? Because he did a limited run of about 8 tubs and they sold out, obviously, by the time I saw it. And I thought, man, I'd like to get that. By the time I saw it, I don't know how much time transpired, but I said, any chance of doing another run of that? And he said, you read my mind. I'm already in the process. It'll be out by the middle of July. So don't know how many they did, but they did some more. Here's the scents. Hickory smoked bacon, can't go wrong. Vermont maple sugar, melted butter, vanilla extract, and fresh morning coffee. Now, that's a lot going on, but you know what? Even this unsophisticated, untrained nose is picking up the majority, if not all of that, just kind of intermingled. Especially getting the bacon and the maple and a little smokiness occasionally comes through. So that's the hickory smoked bacon. And there's a sweetness to it. So that obviously is the not just the maple sugar, but the butter, vanilla extract. And I did get a whiff last night when I came in after 8 o'clock. Came in, opened it, and whiffed the coffee. A little bit had come through, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I will say one thing about these. Sometimes you get soaps and they've got a smooth surface. Dave prefers that. You get these ones, you don't see all the lumps now because I've already preloaded my brush. And we'll get to lathering here in a minute. But, when they've got these, I don't know if it's a drop-in pour. I'm not a soap maker. I don't know the process. But when they've got those like clunks all on the top and you're lathering, you pick up chunks into your brush and stuff. Not the greatest thing when you're making your lather, and you end up losing those chunks. You're losing soap. So, but anyway, so far very happy with this. That's just one little nitpicky thing I thought I'd mention. If soap makers are, the one or two that might see this, I like the ones where it's a smooth surface you're loading from. And yeah, you could push down on it, but again, you're moving chunks around. Stuff doesn't stick once it's all solidified. Let me wet my face and we'll get to loading. So as I'm loading, I'll tell you a little story about getting home with the USPS informed delivery. I knew it got delivered. And as soon as I got home, went through the mail and eventually opened that. As soon as I picked up the box it was in, my dog jumps up, comes running over to me. Now, she enjoys, I think, some of the scents I have. She'll come over and sniff at them, and she'll go to lick it, and I pull it away. So, this one, through the box, she was after it, so she was picking up stuff before me. So after I open it, I sniff it. I'm like, wow, I'll let the wife sniff it. The dog's jumping around looking at me. And I'm thinking, that's right, bacon, bacon, bacon. Probably reminds you of an old commercial if you're as old as me. Bacon strips. Somebody say bacon. Anyway, I thought, let me let her sniff it. She sniffed it and took a swipe like she was going to lick. And I pulled it back. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to let her lick it. She gave it a lick. I thought, let her learn that it's just soap. And then she'll quit being interested in it. And I remember a description by somebody of a really, really good scent. I can't remember the soap, but I remember them saying it smells so good you want to eat it, but sad to say, I checked, and yes, it tastes like soap. So anyhow, I thought, let the dog take a lick, realize it's not bacon. She took a lick, and a lick, and another. It's like, what? It pulled it away, took it from her, rinsed it off. Cleaned off immediately with hot water, rinsed off where she had licked. So the scent was so strong, it was overriding apparently the taste of the soap, and she would have kept going at it. Getting a nice lather, nice sheen to it. And I like the consistency. It's not real thick and voluminous, but all right, continue the story first. Let me show you the razor we're going to use. This is from what's the name of the company again? Clarke Blade and Razor Company. They had one called the King, and I have that case. Let me pull this down here. Anyhow, have that case, but you'll notice if you look closely, this one is a Silver King. So the first one I think that came out was the King. I don't have that, but I saw this case reasonable, and so I picked it up. Anyhow, this one is the Silver King. They have an improved King. The difference you'll notice is the single tabs for the blade that go under, and this one has two. This one is, I forget which one's slightly more aggressive, but anyhow, I have that one also uncased. And these have a flip door on the top, so you'll notice, and you thread that on. Made in Newark, New Jersey. So how you use these is, I don't know how many uses on this gem, but we're going to slide this baby in there. We need to look at this. Nope, it's too high. Let me just take the handle off for now and get this slid in. Okay, there she goes. Slides in, up against the stops. And then what you do is you screw this in, and as you do that, it raises that plate and holds it up against these two things in there. Now, if you run that too high, you'll kind of arc that blade. So you just want enough to grip it, hold it, and there's your razor. All right, let's get on with the first pass. Enough jibber jabbering. 8 minutes already. So anyhow, you may, if you know me, know where I'm going with this about the soap. Yeah, I get to thinking what that other review on that other soap the guy said, and well, the dog kept wanting to lick it more. I thought, I wonder, I've already cleaned this now. I'm going to give it a lick. I gave it one lick. I was like, I don't taste soap. I was getting the scent that I'm smelling right now while I'm shaving. So I took a couple more licks, and then I was like, oop, okay, there it's coming. The scent was so strong and nice on that, it was overriding my palate actually tasting it. Then I had to get that soap taste out of my mouth. Let me pop this back up now that we're not showing the razor. Can't afford the lighting crew to be here all the time, so they just set up and then they leave. I forget sometimes to realign the light. If you see any of these razors pop up, and like I said, there's multiple different ones from the King, and I think there's other companies that have had a similar platform where they have that bed tray, but any of these one by Clarke, just grab them. They're great shavers. I haven't used this in a while. That's the curse of having so many razors. At times I think about, should I cut back to just my favorites that shave tremendously for me? But I never, you have to find someone else that cares enough about these older razors willing to pay. If you paid a reasonable price for it and you don't want to give it away, at least I don't, I can't afford to do that. I'd like to sell it for at least close to what I paid if its value is there. So I end up just keeping them all, and I get back around to them eventually. But that being said, this is one I would definitely keep. Boy, the slickness is there too with this soap. Nice job. I think that this company leans towards doing the gourmand scents, and it seems like I read a logo or something that they had where, soaps, that smell good enough to eat or something like that. So I think I saw one that had like a cupcake or something. I forget the name of it, but I'm sure it was something that was, again, something that smelled real good like this. So I don't know if that's all they do. I'll have to look more. And again, I'll put a link to their Etsy page. The gentleman was very responsive to emails or messages on Etsy. I think I purchased this through Murphy and McNeil's site, and I don't know exactly how their site works. I know they're a means of selling for other people, used gear and new gear, from small business owners, I suppose. But when I got the message from him that it was available again, I said, I messaged him back and said, yep, already ordered it from, or maybe he didn't message me and say it was available, but on his site, I was responding to his last message to me and said, when he said it would be available middle of July, I wanted him to know I followed through and got one. So I said, I noticed they were over on Murphy and McNeil, and so I ordered one there. And he said, yep, I just saw that. I'm heading to the post office. I'll get that out today. So even when they sell a Murphy and McNeil, I guess the individual owners that are selling there still have to mail on their own. And if I'm not mistaken, it came from Missouri. So centrally located, could get to anybody in short order. Last I looked, they still had some of them available. Don't know if that translates to still right now. But happy with the soap, the structure of it. Certainly enough protection and slickness, as well as residual slickness. The scent of it is carrying throughout the shave. I don't recommend eating it. But if desperate, in a pinch, hey, The hard part for me was, what aftershave am I going to use? Old Spice, there's a text. The wife is out doing our bi-weekly shopping. Probably her. I should check it. I shut the door just to keep the dog from coming in here and going crazy. Plus, I have to maintain control. I don't need the dog coming in here seeing me talk. Already thinks I'm in here talking to myself, sees me talking to a picture of myself. It starts to question your sanity and so forth. We don't need that. Might change the whole hierarchy of the family arrangement here. I like to think she doesn't think she's in charge, but she does get catered to pretty well. Alrighty, let's get our face rinsed. We're heading to a longer one here. Get my glasses cleaned. A little water on them. Shout out to Hollingsworth Meat Market, one of my customers. See that, Darren? You're not watching this, but if you are, I'm wearing your shirt. We're getting a little bit of advertisement. All right, let me check my text here. All right, yep, just the wife letting me know where she's at. Okay, a couple spots here where I grabbed some pimples, so let's hit some Humphreys. And we'll clean our brush up here. So I was kind of at a loss as trying to pick out an aftershave to use. Let me drop this. Bigger towel over here. Sorry, I'm off screen, I know. Nice and clean. All right. I'm trying to decide what aftershave to use, and the scent's about gone now. So I'm going to go with this Nivea 2-in-1. I don't know if you can see, it's got the oil separation of alcohol and whatnot, but you mix it up. This is some good stuff. It's one that's in the European market. You do not need a lot of it. Nice, fresh, clean scent. If you don't use too much, you'll be okay. It does at first have this kind of an oily feel, but it dries down nicely. For the European market, but available on eBay. Last I had gotten some. All right, so there you have it. There is the Clarke Silver King razor. Take this apart, get our blade cleaned. Pull it out. Get the That's off. And let's dry that. Those two spots, once my face is dry and not wet anymore, will cease to seep. You guys don't usually see that as I'm off camera, as I try to shorten the video. But anyhow, there you have it. These have a flip type thing, like I said. They're a great little razor. If you see one pop up, I recommend you grabbing it. Dave in Kentucky, be kind to each other, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the pages. Have a good day.